Welcome to the Fun Side of Hell. I'm your host Lucifer, and today we are coming to Fairy Tail. Now, if you haven't seen the anime or actually read the manga, then a lot of this will not make much sense to you. So I would advise going to watch it first. I have played a lot of this game in my spare time, but I decided, you know what, let's record it for you guys to see. So let's get in and enjoy the game. Be an interesting series. As I say, if you haven't seen it, then I would advise watching some of it or finding someone who has. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The voice is in Japanese, and I can't change it to English, so sorry about that. You're right, let's have some fun.
来るがよいマカロフの子らよ
Master Hades.
フェアリーテイルの力を食らいやがれ
Okay, I'm gonna try my best to explain most of this without giving spoilers. But a lot of it, as I say, it's better if you watch the anime or read the manga or find someone who is willing to explain it to you. This guy, Natsu, is a fire dragon slayer, which means he uses all his magic is basically fire based. And yeah. So as you can see, the battle system works on a grid system. Each move has a different... Yes. Just so to give everyone a bit of an insight, Fairy Tail is a wizard guild. There have been 3 masters so far. The man we are fighting is the former second master, who turned evil, and the person he's talking about, Makarov, is the current 3rd master of Fairy Tail, the Wizard Guild. But as we were saying, basically the battle system works on a grid system. Each move has a different section or a different way that it works. Each character has a different moves. Some do have attacks that do 1, and some have ones that, well, you'll see. It's better to show than tell, to be fair. So let's get back into it. So as you can see, Gray has one. He is an ice wizard who can use ice magic, basically similar to Natsu, but obviously different type. Gray is not a fire wizard. Not a fire wizard, of course not, he's an ice wizard. No, Gray is not a dragon slayer like Natsu, and neither is Lucy, who is the girl we are playing as now. She is a celestial spirit wizard, and she has keys that summon celestial spirits based upon the 12 zodiac. I believe it's the Chinese zodiac or the Japanese zodiac, I don't know, but it's based on the zodiac either way. Actually, I think it's just a regular zodiac, but whatever. And each one does a different move. Ah, here's my favorite girl, Urza, who can change armor with her moves, as you're about to see. Completely different armor, and then goes back to regular armor after she uses her attack. Oh god, we barely did any damage to him. Oh no, no. Don't you dare hit my little girl Wendy. We'll get to who Wendy is in a moment. Ezra, damn it. Lucy, goddamn. As always, each wizard is much stronger than the last, and obviously
お前は
Yeah, yeah.
じっちゃんの
Obviously,
仇だ
Master Hades is a lot stronger than the current members of Fairy Tail. But when they work together, they're pretty much unstoppable at times.
もうよい消えよ
I don't want to die. Oh. Yes. The prodigal son of Fairy Tail, Mr.
こいつ
Laxus.
がジジイの敵か夏
I love Laxus. He's a lightning dragon slayer. But unlike Natsu, he was not trained by a dragon. He was actually given a lacrima, which basically gives him dragon slayer magic, and it was a lightning one, so he uses lightning attacks and is extremely powerful.
楽さぜ
こやつマカロフの血族か
He's his grandson.
俺は初代の墓参りに来たつもりだったのになこいつは驚いた二代目さんがおられるとはせっかくだから墓を作って拝んでやるとするか
Yeah, Laxus is not one to mince words, and that's what I like most about him. I believe we get to use him, actually. Yeah, we do. Laxus gets to do amazing things. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Basically, that means that... Oh, damn. So, Master Hades basically put more... Yeah, I know. He basically put more things out to just annoy me, basically. As you can see in the bottom, the grid system in the corner shows you which what attacks will attack where, and some have the chance, like that one, for example, has the chance to inflict paralysis, whereas that one, it's different for everyone, but some of them don't have any additional effects, like Thunder Dragon Roar doesn't have any additional effects, and Hostility up with that one, which... See, that's probably the best move to use right now, so he destroys many things at once. And kill Master Hades himself, actually. That's not good. Doesn't matter how powerful Luxus is, Master Hades is stronger because he is...
怒りだ夏
ごちそうさま
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention.
雷を食べた
I'll explain that in a second.
自分の魔力を夏に
ギルドの受けた痛みはギルドが返せ100倍でな
来園流100倍返しだ
Luxus, well, Natsu can actually...
俺たちのギルドを傷つけやがっ
Yeah,
て
yeah, they hurt the guild, whatever. Natsu can basically eat fire because of his magic and because of who he is. He can eat fire, and in this case he was able to eat lightning. Now usually he wouldn't be able to eat anything that's not his element. But in this case they made an exception because they wanted to make Natsu stronger, I guess. And he did become
お前
stronger,
は消えろ
as I'm about to show you.
俺に任せろ
Because now we have different moves. And have the ability to inflict paralysis. You know what? Let me show you. Let's do this one. No, not that one. Let's do this one.
来園流の放火
Oh, that did 1,044 damage. I'll take that.
頼んだ
Whereas you only did a piddly 460. Okay.
来園流の
I had to punch him. Well, I'm not bother doing that one.
任せたぞ
Yeah. Sorry, all of them. Screw it. Oh damn, even I haven't seen that one.
これで
Holy
終わっ
shit.
たな
It is over, Gray.
もう完全に魔力がねえや
I think we won. Nope.
私がここまでやられたのは何十年ぶりかの。このまま片付けてやるのはたやすいことだが。
And yet you didn't, even though you have the power to do so.
楽しませてもらった礼をせねばな。
Well, what are you gonna give us? Is it cake? I like cake. I have cheesecake in the fridge. I should go and get that out. Oh, freezer. Whatever. Wendy! I will explain Wendy. She is a Sky Dragon's lair. She is basically your healer, but she can deal damage as when needed.
あの攻撃が効かなかっただと
And... Well, we'll explain them in a minute.
悪魔の目。
This is where his true dark magic is shown to the world. Loving the hair.
うぬらには特別に見せて信ぜよう。魔導の深淵。ここから
Really?
うぬらの想像をはるかに超える領域。
Somehow I doubt that.
終わりだ。フェアリーテイル。
It's over for you.
魔導の深淵
なんという魔力だ
魔の道を進むとは深き闇の底へと沈むこと。その先に見つけたるや深淵に輝く一なる魔法。
Yeah, they're all trying to find out the original... Well, they're all trying to find out the source of magic so they can control it and turn the world against... Well, turn the world into its own image, I guess. Or into their image.
あと少しで一なる魔法にたどり着く。だが、そのあと少しが深い。
Well, you're never gonna reach it because you're gonna be dead
そ
soon.
の深さを埋めるものこそ大魔法世界。ゼレフのいる世界。
The world of Zerth. I will explain Zerth soon enough because he does show up.
およい、ゼレフの覚醒とともに世界は変わる。そして私はいよいよ手に入れるのだ。一なる魔法。
You will not obtain any primordial magic. You won't obtain anything.
一なる魔法
うぬらはいけぬ。大魔法世界にはうぬらは足りぬ。深淵へと進む覚悟が。
They lack the resolve to get deeper into the abyss, meaning that they lack the resolve to give in to their evil side. Unlike you, who doesn't give a crap anymore. Wendy! I love Wendy. She's adorable.
もうダメ
Lucy, get up. Dominic, Dominic.
なんだこんな近くに仲間がいるじゃねえか
Exactly. Your friends are your power. Kinda like Kingdom Hearts.
俺たちは自分の弱さを知ったんだだったら次はどうする
What do you do when you find one of your own weaknesses, Natsu? Preach to us, brother.
強くなれ立ち向かうんだ
You're damn right you do. You get stronger and you fight.
一人じゃ怖くてどうしようもないかもしれねえけど
Scared is natural.
こんなに近くにいる
And when you get your friends backing you, there's no need to be scared.
今は恐れることはねえ俺たちは一人じゃねえんだ
If you're on your own, you'd be terrified. But you have your friends. You have Erza. She's the one you should be terrified of. You'll find out later. Because she is scary.
おう
Get up, Erza.
仲間がいれば
恐怖はない
私たちは最後まで諦めんぞ
Damn right.
それがフェアリーテイル
Because Fairy Tail is a huge family. It's more than a guild. It's more than friendship. It's family. And you got pissed off the wrong family, my dude. I have most hope. God damn it. Yeah, he does quite high damage when he needs to. But so does Urza. Ah, here's little Wendy. Oh, she doesn't have it. Wendy gets move that basically is, for anyone who plays Final Fantasy, bravery, where it ups your strength. Basically, Wendy gets that. As I said, she's basically your mage. She gives you buffs, and she can heal you. But Lucy can actually heal you as well, but there you go. Wendy also does quite high damage as well when she needs to. Let's go that one, because in a square we can hit 4 people at once. Now it's just you and me, Master Hydes. Oh yeah, some moves Urza, Natsu, and Grey get. This one is for Grey. Ice Make Floor, which basically puts him in counter stance. So if you get attacked, you can just counter it. You still take the damage, but you will deal damage back to them anyway. Lucy doesn't get one, but we are going to show off. Let's see now. Let's just use our good friend Scorpio. Let's hit 94 damage. There you go. There's his counter stance. One is Pentagram Sword, and we're gonna use it because why not? Oh yes, I'll explain that now actually. This means everyone gets an attack. It just chains a load of attacks together and does ridiculous amounts of damage. You can chain it, I think it's up to, well, in the beginning you can only chain it up 3 times. But the maximum chain later on, which I've managed to do, is like 10 chain. We're at my highest, I think, is 93,000 damage total, which is extremely good. But you will understand why later on. Yeah, well, you lost, so get out of here. You didn't lose to Makarov. You lost to everybody who works for who defends Makarov. That's the problem with people like you, Hades. You just fall into this pit of egotisticalness and believe that your magic and everything about you is top tier. Well, it's not. So get off your pedestal and accept defeat. And Natsu just hits him with an OP move, and we have won, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is our guild, and you can't have it anymore. You turned your back on Fairy Tail, you son of a bitch. Cheers. Of course, one. Magadov! Here comes the master. And the rest of Fairy Tail. Well, some of them. Let me go through their names, and I will explain most of their magic, because some of them aren't playable. The one in the pink on the left, let's start with that. Left, pink hair, pink top, white hair is Lisana. Next to her is Juvia, a water user. Lisana is a takeover magic user, which basically means she can turn herself into animals to fight. Juvia is a water user. Next to her is, with the long silver hair, is Mira Jane. She is a demon takeover, so she uses like Satan's soul and turns into a demon, does stupidly high-powered attacks. She is the sister to Lisana. The one in the middle at the front, the smaller one, is Master Makarov. He uses giant magic, where he can turn himself into a giant and just punch you through the floor, basically. The one behind him with black hair and the black bikini, I guess, is Kana. She uses card magic, which means she can use cards to inflict damage or create illusions. She is non-playable, which I was upset about because she's really cool, but whatever. Next to her at the back is Elfman, who is Mira's little brother, even though he doesn't look it. He uses beast takeover magic, which is kind of like Lisana's, but I believe it's a bit stronger. The one at the front in the black jacket with black hair is Gargiel. He is an iron dragon slayer. He eats all kinds of metal to gain power and does pretty high damage. And next to him, the small, adorable, blue-haired girl is Levi. She uses solid script magic, which basically means if she writes, for example, fire in the air, then the words turn into flames and can be used to attack. And just like Lisana and Kana and Elfman, actually, she is unplayable, which is sad because her magic is kinda cool. Okay, let's get through to the next part.
なぜ闇に落ちた?
A good question. But why does anybody fall to the darkness, Master Makarov?
言ったはずだ。魔法とは本来闇。闇の中で生まれた奇跡を魔法と呼ぶようになった。
That is basically, like, in mythology when it comes to magic and witches and everything like that, they always put them as evil and darkness, and I guess it makes sense.
ギルドを引退した私は魔の道を深く探ることでこの世界の断りを見つけたかった。
You discovered this essential truth and it twisted your mind and turned you into the loser you are today.
あと少しだった。いちなる魔法にたどり着くまで。
But what actually is the primordial magic? Because it's no one's telling us.
そんなものを見つけても何も変わらんよ。
You still would have lost the family.
魔法が本来闇だというならそれでよい。
Exactly.
光というならそれもよし。
That's true. The origin of magic doesn't matter. It's how you use the magic that you have that matters.
魔法は生きておる。それは時代とともに役割を変え、わしらとともに成長する。
Makarov, the voice of wisdom.
フェア
I
リ
love
ー
the
テイ
little
ルは
man.
自由とともに生きていく。
Yep.
全部あなたから学んだことじゃ。
And yet you forgot your way, Master Hades, and you met your match. I bid you farewell. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It just tells you what guild they're in, their name, and their magic. Ice Meg Wizard. Who would have thought an S-class promotional exam could go so wrong? Yeah, each wizard class, the strength of their magic and stuff is based on classes. Urza, who we saw before, is an S-class wizard, so she was basically part of the exam to help everyone get to the next level. Grey and a few others who were participating in it are not S-class. Mira Jane is as well because her magic is so powerful. Ah, little Wendy. I love Wendy. Well, you're right, Wendy. It's not much of an exam now that the Dark Guild Grimoire Heart is attacked because they ruined the exam for us. Natsu's little friend, Happy, who is basically a cat, who can fly, whose class is what we call Next Seed. For more information, I'd suggest watching Fairy Tail because it takes too long to explain it all. Anyway, yeah, they said something about getting Zeref. What was that all about? Well, they want Zeref. Zeref is the Dark Wizard. Zeref, they believe, was the first person who ever got to use magic. Zeref is immortal, basically. He's been around for many, 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 many years. Cannot die, and his magic is so powerful that if it gets out of hand, he could basically destroy the entire planet. There are moments where you do actually meet Zeref on this island. They show his magic going out of control, and he wipes out about, I think it's like a third of the forest just dies of his magic alone because of how dangerous it is. No one can get near him, he can't make friends or anything like that, so he tends to just keep himself to himself when he can.
それは
Yeah, the Black Wizard, because of his magic. And this is Wendy's cat, Carla. Although they call her Sharla. I don't know why, but whatever. It's probably just the Japanese pronunciation, but whatever. She again is the next seed like Happy, but a bit different. Again, refer to the anime or manga or look it up, because as I say, it takes too long to explain. I don't want to bog down the episode with too much explanations. My favourite, Urza Scarlet, known as Titania, because they call her the Queen of the Fairies. She is the strongest female in Fairy Tail, although I personally believe that Mira Jane is stronger, but you know, I would look it up just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that Mira Jane and Urza are either on par with each other, or Mira might be a bit stronger, but Mira doesn't fight that much, so in terms of people who go out and fight, I guess Urza is the strongest. Why wouldn't you believe that Grimoire Heart's master, Hades, was Fairy Tail's second master? Fairy Tail has a dark history, sweetheart. Pretty crazy that we met the second master while looking for the first master's grave. Well, true that.
そうだ
What?
じいちゃん
Yeah, Natsu isn't bright in certain areas, and doesn't realize that the exam is off, but he still wants to carry on and going to go S class.
もう
あ
Yeah, exactly. You got plenty of chances to become S class. Go lie down. You probably got no magic left
Yes.
anyway. Yeah, it's all easy information to understand. Walk up to people, push X, you talk to them. Yeah. Progress the story, stuff like that. Photo mode, which was just a patch in on the game, which no one cares about anyway. Okay. Let's speak to Master Makarov.
よし
Hey, Master Makarov. I believe this is where it all goes to shit. Access. Ah,
ラクサス
yeah, Fairy Tail Guild poster girl. What a way to put it for Mira Jane. Although she is the poster girl of Fairy Tail because she is so pretty and gets featured in magazines all the time.
ああ
Yeah, Laxus was kicked out because of some things that he did, but he does end up coming back to give a hand, and then ends up rejoining Fairy Tail after all. Gildarts. Gildarts is the strongest member of Fairy Tail, even though he never actually bothers to show up for most of the time. They basically have, as I explained earlier on, the different classes of wizard. They have requests that are linked to those classes. So it goes from D to S, but It's not. I don't know whether they've added it into the game, but after in the anime and the manga, it's explained that there are quests above S class, which are like 10-year quests, which basically means no one's completed that quest in 10 years and it's still active. There's quests that go to 100 years where no one's completed that quest in 100 years, and then, you know, they're basically like 10-year quest. It just carries on. It just stays alive until someone does it. Gildarts is the kind of wizard who's strong enough to go out and do those kinds of quests, or attempt those kinds of quests, which is why he's away from the guild so much.
それは
Yeah. Well, he overdid it at the Harvest Festival by trying to take over Fairy Tail. Again, I'm not gonna bog down the episode with explanations, but that's basically what happened. Yeah, Gildarts doesn't mince words either. Maybe. Yeah, he wanted to make the guild stronger, so he tried to take it from Makarov, but again, it's a long story, and I don't really want to bog down the first episode with explanations too much. There was no way, Juvia, come on, sweetheart. There's no way even your water magic would stop Zereth. He's the most powerful wizard in the entire in the entire anime. No one can beat him. Well, there's one person who can beat him, but I'm not gonna ruin that because it's not featured in the game, so I don't need to go into information about that because there's too many spoilers. Yeah, the one you met. Yep, he is the strongest and most evil wizard of all time. Animal Soul User, that was it. She basically just... It is basically take over magic where she can turn into animals. It's quite interesting. Yeah, I can't believe someone like that was on this island. There's a reason he was, but I'm not going into details. Ezreal, my Iron Dragon Slayer, my best friend. Not your fault, Juvia. I don't think anyone could have taken on someone like that by themselves. I don't think if all of you joined the forces you could take him out. In fact, I know you couldn't. Panther Lily is Gashiel's cat. He's an X-Seed again, and he's pretty amazing. I like Panther Lily. I think he's my favourite, actually. The danger has passed for now. Oh, Master Makarov. You are my favourite. Well, one of my favourite masters. Kana, why are you depressed? Games is on to become an S-class and tell Gildarts that I'm his daughter. Yeah, he didn't know that Kana... I don't know why they spell it with a K on this. I've always ever seen it spelled C-A-N-A, but whatever. I forgot that Gildarts has a daughter and it's Kana. Even though Kana is by far weaker than most of the other members of Fairy Tail. She doesn't do jobs much, she usually just gets drunk. And basically well, she just gets drunk and falls asleep a lot. I was the first one to reach the first master's grave, but only because I prioritized myself over my friends. That is true, actually. Well, you don't get the title of S-class anyway, because no one knows you actually reached the grave. I mean, I've been able to become an S-class, but I think I'm going to tell my father the truth. Yeah, go and tell Gildarts you're his daughter. He's still weakened after the fight. Oh, here we go.
君たちのような邪念がアクノロギアを呼んだ。
Acnologia is such a story behind Acnologia, and I'm not going into details about it yet. But basically, he's a giant dragon. But there's more to it than that, which we will find out later on in the game, because there is part of an arc that's coming up. Basically, it's kind of like sagas and different sections of story. I just call them arcs because it's easier that way. There's an arc coming up in a moment that towards the end explains more about Acnologia, so I won't waste your time doing that because we'll find out about it again later.
つまりこの時代は終わりを告げる。
For those of you who are wondering who Zareth is,
もう誰にも止められない。
you'll meet him.
世界はここに完結する。
The world shall not be brought to an end. Zareth.
ゼレフ、あのゼレフが私の目の前に。これは夢か現実か。
Yes, before your very eyes, the man who's lived for... Actually, I don't know how old he is. I think he's supposed to be about 100 or something stupid like that. They make him out like he's been around for 400 years, but I think it's been less than that. I think it's like 100 or 200 years. But he doesn't age because he's immortal, and there's a lot to it. But again, I can't go into details because for anyone who does want to watch Fairy Tail or does want to read the manga, then I don't want to spoil it for you guys, so I'm not going to explain how Zareth is still alive.
アクノロギアは時代の終わりを告げる。君たちの邪念がそれを呼んでしまった。
Yep, you did.
ア
It's
ク
not
ノ
good.
ロギア、一体何の話だ。
Most people don't believe in Acnologia, and a lot of people don't know about Acnologia. Zareth knows about him because obviously he's been alive long enough to know about him.
君たちには罰を受けてもらうよ。
待て、ウヌにはまだ聞きたいことが。
You don't get the chance, bro.
一つはアクノロギアを呼んだ罪。もう僕に命の重さを忘れさせた罪だ。
That's what I mean. Whenever he remembers the importance of life or anything like that, his magic goes out of control and he ends up killing it. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to kill, but because of the way his magic works, he has no choice, and it just acts out of his control. But in this situation, he's willing to just kill
悔い改めよ。
because he's angry. Goodbye, Master Hades. It was fun while it
身
lasted.
の程を知らぬクズめ。冥界へ落ちるがいい。
He doesn't mince words either.
来たか、アクノロギア。
Here comes the big ass dragon.
この感じ。
But I was wondering why Gildarts is so bandaged up and has one arm and a robotic arm. It's because he basically tried to fight Acnologia, and Acnologia did that to him. It's a wonder he's still alive, actually. I think he lost a leg as well. Of course, the Dragon Slayers would be the first people to sense Acnologia and approaching because they are more accustomed to sensing dragons. They also have a high sense of smell.
なんだ。うるせえ。この声。
And can understand a dragon's voice as well, which is very weird. But I like it. And there's Acnologia.
また来るぞ。
The only dragon, the only creature that cannot be killed.
走れ。みんなで帰るんだ。フェアリーテールへ。
I don't think running's gonna make any difference.
この世界には絶対的に抗えないものがある。この時代は終わる。さよなら、夏。
Yeah, it's just a story of him and Natsu, but again, I'm not gonna ruin it.
ブレスだ。
まさか島ごと消す気じゃ。
防御魔法を使える者は全力展開。
俺たちはこんなところで終わらねえ。
絶対諦めない。
みんなの力を一つにするんだ。ギルドの絆を見せてやろうじゃねえか。
Aww. Oh. Yeah, no, Makarov is.
そうじゃみんなで帰ろう
Oh no. There you have it, that's the end of the game. Of course not. Imagine. To be fair, when I saw this, when I saw the anime for that scene, I actually did think that was where it was going to end. And I honestly do feel like it could have ended there. But it doesn't appear like they had any intentions of ending it there, because we are back.
もうダメかと思った
In that moment, I wondered if it would be the end, but for some reason, I wasn't
ギ
scared.
ルドの仲間が一
Maybe
緒
it
だ
was
ったから
because I had the guild with me. I felt for sure we could
ど
do
んなことも
anything
乗り
if
越
we
えら
all
れるっ
worked
て
together.
思えたの結果から言うと
In the end, we
私
survived
たち
Acnologear's
はアクノロ
attack.
ギアの攻撃を受けたのに無事だった
God, I read fast in
フ
Japanese.
ェアリーテール初
The
代
first
マスタ
master
ー
of Fairy Tail
Mavis
Mavis
Vermilion
Vermilion
が
used her
私
our
たちの
trust and
絆や
bonds to cast
信じ合う
protection
心を
magic.
使って防
Mavis
御魔
is
法を発動させた
incredibly powerful, by the way.
フェアリー
But
ス
I
フ
know.
ィア
She said it was a fairy
妖精三大
sphere,
魔法
one
の
of the
一つ
three
で
great fairy
あらゆる
magics
悪
that
か
could
ら
protect the
ギルド
guild
を
from
守
any
ってくれ
harm.
る魔法なんだって
Mavis was the first master and is dead.
封印凍
We were
結を
sealed
解
for
除する
7
の
whole
に
years
7
when I
年かかっ
returned to
てしまい
Magnolia. I couldn't believe how
マ
much
グノリア
time
に
had
戻った
passed.
私は早すぎる時の流れに戸惑った
They can Japanese read faster. The Japanese people don't read very fast. Anyway, yeah, Master Mavis is dead. But Bond brought her back as a ghost, so she could save them. At least it destroyed half the island, but it saved them, so that's the main thing. And there's the guild hall as it is now.
少し見ねえうちに小さくなったな。
It did get smaller while you were gone, because quite frankly the members standing in front of it right now are the strongest members of the guild.
この7年でいろいろあったみたいね私たちにとってはちょっと前のことなんだけど
No, it probably only felt like a couple of seconds for you guys because you were asleep.
ああギルドは借金のため差し押さえられ今はここを仮の本部としているらしい
Yeah, they were borrowing money and stuff because they couldn't afford to do jobs anymore, and then they just got tons of debt.
私たちが留守にしていたせいでフィオーレ最強だったのが今では最弱ギルドなんて
Well, Wendy, that's because, to be quite frankly, love, all of you were the strongest members of Fairy Tail's guild.
そいつはいい面白い
Of course, Natsu looks on the bright side of life.
あだってそうだ
I'm
ろ
very confused.
上に登る楽しみがあと何回味わえるんだよ燃えてきた
That's his catchphrase, I'm all fired up. But yeah, you get to climb back to the
そうで
top.
すよね楽しみです
Ah, Wendy's smile brightens my day.
しかしこいつは思ったより深刻な問題だぞ
What are you talking about that more serious than you thought?
どういうこと
こ
Yeah,
の
what
7
do you
年
mean?
で他のギルドが力をつけたというこ
Oh
とだ
yeah,
それはギルド全体の力だけでな
of
く
course, because 7 years have
個々の
passed,
実力においても。
everyone's magic has gotten stronger, but you guys were basically frozen in time for 7 years, so your magic has stayed the same as it was back then.
奴らは7年多く経験を積んでんだ俺たちの力はこの時代にはついていけてね
Well, I just throw a spanner in the works, bro.
つまりギルドも俺らも鍛え直しってことだな燃えてきた
Hey, Natsu, the voice of reason, always sees the brighter things in life, and I like it. I think we can all learn from Natsu. I suppose it's a dump. Nothing like the fairy tale I know.
奴ら夏たち探しに行っちまったがロメオついてかなくてよかったのか
もし天狼島が見つかってもみんな
Yeah, the
生きてるかわからねえんだろ
rest of the guild spent 7 years looking for Tenro Island, which basically vanished when Fairy Sphere was cast. It basically hid the island from everyone, so no one knew they were still alive.
そんなことねえって信じなきゃよそこは
7年も連絡ねえんだぞ
It's because they've been well, I guess they've been hibernating for 7 years. And now they're back.
おかえりお前ら
Oh my god, calm down, man. They're home. The guild is
大
back.
きくなったなロメオ
Romeo's like a huge Nazi fan. He looks up to Nazi like a big brother. But they kind of, they kind of use the same magic. Romeo can use fire magic, and obviously Nazi can use fire magic. So I can understand why. Chapter 1: The 7-Year Gap. After the events on Tenra Island, Natsu and the others returned to find that Fairy Tail's been reduced to a shadow of its former glory over the past 7 years. Now the weakest guild in Fiore, they are determined to return to the top. First, go see what needs to be done. Talk to everyone. And we are in the city of Magnolia. Yes, we're back, Happy. Yeah, we'll do that, Lucy. Okay. Well, I am going to save. I'll just save over this because this is an unused save. And I am going to end this episode here. This was a good starting point. We got a lot of information. As much information as I could give. For those of you who have actually seen the anime or read the manga or anything like that, knows a lot about Fairy Tail, knew a lot of that information anyway. But for those who haven't, again, I would suggest. Pardon me. I would suggest watching up to the end of Tenra Island. There are fillers during it. If you'd like, I would leave the episodes in the description. Probably in episode 2 because I need to find out all the information for it. But if you guys want to do that, I'll leave it in episode 2's description. But I do plan on doing a full series about this. But anyway, for now, that has been the beginning of Fairy Tail. Hopefully you guys can join me on this amazing journey and we can learn more about the battle system and everything else. So, thank you everyone for watching. If you liked what you saw, by all means, so that like button. Don't forget to subscribe because I've got more games coming out soon. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye for now, guys.